Welcome to the best fucking independent podcast company on the planet Earth. Count the Dings presents Black Opinions Matter, motherfucker, BOMM. BOMM. My name is Amin Hassan. I'm joined, as always, by my co-host in the rainy Northwest. I'm just assuming it's raining because it's October now. Black Trey. In the gully, dirty streets of Philadelphia, my man John Jerv, Big Jerv, and in downtown Glendale, somewhere in LA, somewhere in the greater LA area, it is Big Waz. We've got a fun show. What's up?
Only people who understand Armenian culture is gonna get that joke.
We're gonna introduce a lot more people to that joke in just a second. We first got to give you guys a little lay of the land. We're going to talk about Lovecraft Country. God knows what the fuck they're talking about on that show. We're going to talk about power. But first, there is a scandal brewing in the Armenian community. It's not really it's a kind of a scandal. It's more of a kind of a really serious thing that's happened. If you don't know, Armenia is a former Soviet republic that has given the Los Angeles area a lot of people, particularly the town of Glendale. Armenia was once occupied by Turkish rule, where many atrocities happened. It's their own version of the Holocaust, and they never really got an apology for it or any sort of kind of reconciliation about it. You're saying, Armenia, what's that? Many of the people that you know and love are Armenian. Kim Kardashian and the Kardashian family, they are Armenian. A general rule of thumb is if the last name ends with I-A-N, chances are they are Armenian. Or
Tim
Y-A-N. Tim Kirchen. Armenian. Steve Sarkisian, he of the greatest receipt ever in college football history, where he got 40 bottles of Ciroc and 20 bottles of 1942 and
like a true Armenian, he balled out.
40 cases of Corona Lights and then 2 Miller Lights because some asshole just doesn't know hospitality. Doesn't say thank you and drink what's there. It says, I'll have a Coors Light. So before we came on air, Waz, who's his girlfriend, the lovely Tamar, she's a lovely human being, who's also Armenian. Waz is telling us that Tamar was very upset because she discovered an item of clothing that she owns that was designed and produced by the Kardashian family, by Kim Kardashian, is actually, when you look at the tag, made in Turkey. And so I asked Waz to ask Tamar, does that make Kim Kardashian the Terry Crews of Armenians?
And Waz, the answer was? She said yeah, because, oftentimes Kim, she's done stuff to bring attention to the atrocity of 1915 or 1918. I never remember the exact year, but the genocide. She's filmed episodes of her very popular TV show from Armenia. She often has talked about being a Middle Eastern woman and having Middle Eastern pride and et cetera and so forth. But she's not walking the walk when it comes to her clothing product, Skims. And the thing that people need to understand is that, this is something that Armenian people take very seriously.
Yes.
All right. Tamar.
Nah, let Tamar get the mic, bro. Let
Tamar
get her bars off.
Tamar, they want you
get this mic, Tamar.
Tamar not white. Let's go.
That's right, Tamar. You qualify. You can be on BOMM.
My strong, independent Armenian woman.
She already got backlash for this. She revealed in 2019 that she was excited to open a Skims factory in Armenia to bring jobs to the Armenian people after she was criticized for making the products in Turkey. This bra that I just bought was purchased in September, so literally 3 weeks ago, and it says made in Turkey. But there was this time, because I bought all of her products, there was a time that it was made in China.
So will you stop buying product? Will you burn the Skims that you already bought?
Done. I'm done. I emailed them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Burn it in effigy like the Cleveland fans did to LeBron.
I put all my spending in
$3,000 on Skims?
Shout
Wow.
out to Tamar gave her first full verse. No chorus. Listen, Rob, throw the ether behind Tamar's
all first verse. All first verse. So yeah, Kim Kardashian. And again, people need to understand that Armenians take it seriously. Like, they just do not fuck with the Turks whatsoever, like at all. And definitely don't support the Turkish government, the Erdogan regime, none of that. So this is, it's a big deal for Kim Kardashian to be doing something this stupid, which I'm assuming it is, it's the financial incentive. I'm sure she's getting it for like the labor is cheap enough. That's why she's doing it there. I can't imagine any other reason to be doing business in Turkey. But yeah, it's something for you guys, for our listeners, to keep a close eye on. And the reason why it's also important, they just quit that show. And basically they felt like E wasn't paying them enough money, yada, yada, yada. But they could walk away from that E show because their business endeavors are so successful. So part of why Kim Kardashian could just quit Kim Kardashian is because she's making paper with the Skims and, all of her other ventures. So, shit is huge, man.
So also, Waz, I want to double down on that. I've been going hard. I stand with Armenia. But also, there's a full-on war. In martial law, children in bomb shelters. There's getting no CNN coverage. I know we ain't going political and all that, but like Amin said, we got some Armenians that we love and that we really rock with. You know what I'm saying? It's been you know what I mean? Like Turkey is responsible for Armenian genocide in 1915, and they still haven't acknowledged it. They denied it, and again, this stuff is still going on. And obviously with the president's condition, it's being overshadowed and should be acknowledged. You feel me? Like, absolutely. It's just like the NBA finals, but everybody talking about LeBron whooping his son ass when he get off. You know what I'm saying? Yes. And it's like, in all jokes of matter, it's a serious matter in the world that, needs our attention just as much as anything else, especially with the president's health and quote unquote being treated like trade rumors. You know what I mean? Because we're not getting any accurate sources right now.
Right.
And there's people losing their lives on the other side of the world.
We're going to talk about the president in a second. I just want to stay on Armenia for just a moment. I grew up in Sudan, and I grew up with a lot of Armenians. I told Tamar this before. There was, I don't know if it's still there, but there was a huge Armenian population in Sudan. These were people who moved, who migrated for work purposes way back when, 100 years ago or so. And the cool thing about Armenians, I think, is they're a community that isn't afraid to assimilate with the local community. So the Armenians I knew spoke Arabic. They spoke Arabic better than I did as a kid coming from New York who didn't speak Arabic. And they really loved Sudan, or at least they did back then. So these are like my people. So definitely want to put it out there. Also, while we're on the topic of things that are happening, Sudan is going through some flooding where over 100,000 homes have been destroyed. Many people have lost their lives or their livelihood. So that's something else that's happening. I know there are links out there to donate money. Shout out to Cousin Proofy and his music scene, The Circle. They're planning a relief concert, I believe, some point here coming up soon. So a lot of stuff going on. But Trey, you did mention the president being sick. I know we're not going to talk about politics, but I mean, there's some, you got to laugh at some point, right? And what I mean by you got to laugh, look, I know a lot of people have been upset. Some people are upset because when Joe Biden or Hillary Clinton in the past looked under the weather, the MAGA people did a victory lap. And so now that this is happening to the president, the people are upset because some people are saying we shouldn't take pleasure in people getting hurt or being sick or losing their lives. And they're saying, why? When they didn't do the same for us. I'm not here to say who should or shouldn't lose a life or who should or shouldn't be mocked. What I am here to say is that if Herman Cain wants to tweet from beyond the grave that COVID ain't that bad, I'm sorry. We got to laugh about this one. That's right. You guys remember Herman Cain, Godfather Pizza?
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Didn't he want to do a flat tax or something when he ran for president? Yeah. I know he had like a weird tax thing. Taxes was his thing.
Herman Cain, he of the really creepy video of him turning to the camera very slowly and then giving the most creepy smile, showing off his teeth. He died of COVID that he contracted after he went to a Trump rally that was held indoors in Oklahoma where nobody wore a mask. Neither did Herman Cain. He caught it. He passed away. He was an elderly man. He passed away. It's very sad. But his Twitter account continues to tweet. And not only is it tweeting, but this week was tweeting, hey, COVID ain't that bad. President gonna knock it out. Which I said is like someone who drowned in the Titanic telling everybody else that the water ain't that cold. Don't worry about it. It's actually kind of
They treated my man like a scary movie. They just like let the black guy die and let it keep rolling. You feel me? Like, it's nuts on how it's going on. The fact that he can even have a victory lap. My man discharged from the first of all, he is so egotistical at this point, bro. Like, and again, these bars is all for Waz, because Waz got it. If y'all don't know about Woke Bros, tap in, because he got all the bars for y'all. And I'm gonna stay out of this, but I found it very comical that he had the nerve to ride in the parade with his chemical sealed vehicle, his bulletproof vehicle, coughing that motherfucker, and wave at these people. This nigga is
with
the illest.
Other people in the car. That's the important part about this.
When did he do that?
Jerv, Saturday, right? So Jerv, this is what happened. Because he wasn't discharged from the hospital, but he heard it's a lot of my supporters outside who are cheering and like want me to have a strong recovery. So like any third world dictator, he got in his car with the Secret Service people. And what Trey said is not like a rumor or him messing around. It is a bulletproof car that is also hermetically sealed to protect from a chemical attack. Like if someone tries to blast some chemical agents, it won't get in the car, which is great. That's the kind of safety we need for the commander-in-chief. The problem with that is it means also things that are inside don't get out. Things like, oh, I don't know, the most contagious virus known to man right now. So he gets in a car just to wave to these people, do a lap, and then go back into the hospital. Today he tweeted that he feels great and he'll be going home at 6:30 and everything's fine, to which many people said, first of all, COVID doesn't develop that quickly. If he's getting tested daily, he would have tested positive before it got this bad. And second of all, COVID don't go away that quickly. But shout out to the Trump administration, because they said this is actually a good thing because now Joe Biden doesn't have any experience with, what does he know about COVID? Trump caught COVID. He's the biggest expert on COVID now because he got it. You know what, man? That's a finesse and a half. I can't be mad at it.
He's treating COVID like it's 9 shots and he 50. That nigga ate them shits like Scooby snacks. This nigga, first of all, he tweeting like Pastor Red Hat off the steroids. My nigga, he getting it off. All caps. That I followed up with do-rags and waves. Vote. Like, he was getting
That's where I want to go. Man. What other slogans should we have with the word vote at the end of it?
Hey, man.
Do-rags and waves?
You can put whatever you want, bro, at the end of that shit and put vote. This nigga is sick, dog.
Black men don't cheat. Vote.
That's a good one. I don't want to take that Jerv. Get that so you can go viral, bro.
Bronny getting an ass whooping. Vote.
Bruh. It like that the car drive by so he could wave at people was just amazing. He just wanted the endorphin hit. Just like, I just need that love. I need the people to love me, baby. And just watching all of them be mad cramped in the V with the Secret Service homies. It's just like, this is insane, bro. This is insanity.
Listen, he just did an appearance to took the mask off. Like, nigga,
I was just about to say that.
I'm back. That nigga pulled a 45 MJ on niggas like, I'm back. Nigga.
Question. If you were a Secret Service dude and they said, let me start with you, Waz. Wozni, all right, so here's the briefing for today. We have some rumored threats coming from Johnson, you've got that one. Williams, we're going to try and find out whether Vice President Pence, he's going to make an appearance here. We want you to lead that detail. Lambre, the president wants to do a lap in the car. You're going to lead that up. What would you say?
I mean, first of all, like that you can't say no, right? Like if you say no, you're insubordination.
What happens if you say no?
You're fired.
What happens?
You're fired, yo, straight up. Like, there's no way you're not fired. You like, first of all, I don't think anybody really gets to tell the president no for anything, realistically. You know what I'm saying? Like, the president asks you to do something, he's essentially telling you to do it. So, yeah, man, I'm not gonna front. I'd probably go along to get along, keep my little job, you know, keep my little government pension in line and just pray that I don't infect the kids, you know. But I'd probably put my head down and go. But it's just fucked up, bro. Like, and the thing is, like you said, the car is hermetically sealed. So it's like, even if this homie's wearing a mask, the masks aren't 100% preventative, especially when you're in that small of a confined area, bro. Like dude is just like he's just like,
damn.
Fuck y'all gonna have to get COVID because I need to see my fans. Sorry.
Y'all want to hear something crazy?
On meme purposes though, I mean, before you say something, I think it was Wally or somebody said that Corona grabbed Trump by the pussy. That's OD. They was getting it off. I'm not gonna lie, the disrespect.
Yeah, they was going off the whole weekend.
What's the best meme you saw, Trey?
The best, man. I don't even think it was more so the meme part, bro. It was just his tweets alone, bro. I would be interested in buying a book of nothing but bullshit that he just gets off, bro. Like his tweets are uncanny, bro. Like, and they creating rules. Like Twitter played like a whole nother rule, like saying that you can't wish death on this nigga. Like, but when Barack was in office, niggas was like, nigga, black nigga die. I hope he gets shot. All kind of shit. But this nigga get COVID, bro. And niggas can't say like, bro, I hope hope he kicked the bucket. And you know what I'm saying? Because I don't wish death on nobody. You feel me? But at the end of the day, we live in a freedom of speech place. So you can't just take the speech away from people.
Jerv's homie Mark Lamont Hill tweeted that he said I know I'm not even on the high end, and I've gotten a lot of death threats on Twitter. Y'all ain't the shit about it. So, by the way, have any of y'all ever gotten death threats on Twitter?
No.
Yeah. When I did when Jade had put out the San Antonio video, of me basically saying they weren't going to go to the finals and Tim Duncan was old and washed up and all of that. It was a bunch of Latin homies in my mentions threatening to whoop my ass and yes, kill me. Yes.
Trey, any death threats on Twitter?
Nah, niggas don't play that. The niggas know. I got the virtual ratchet. Come on, bro. Don't do that.
Oh, wow.
I'm Teflon out here.
Jerv, what about you?
Nah, bro. I don't have enough followers to give death threats on Twitter. People just come to me for the jokes.
Boy, let me tell y'all about wrestling. Because them motherfuckers were like posting pictures of heads on a spike. Talking about, we know where your family lives and we go get all of y'all. Yes, me. Yes, they did that to me. Yes, wrestling, that fun entertainment sport. It's our soap opera. It's a soap opera where, we might threaten to kill your entire family over it. So I was amused by that as well. Moving on to a topic that's a little less dark. I did an Instagram live right before I came on the pod right now. I asked the people, like, what do y'all want to know? Give me some topics. As usual, the topics are mostly trash. What are the Lakers going to do? Why were you hating on Giannis and the Bucks? I'm like, yeah, give me some good topics. And one of the topics someone brought up that I thought was pretty good was worst dating story. Worst dating story. Now, I'm going to expand this topic It can be dating or it can be dating app story. Because I got a dating app story that's just mwah. So while y'all sit there and ponder either your worst dating or your worst dating app story, let me tell you a story of Amin when he tried the apps. I don't do the apps. I tried it and it was disaster. I'm going to spare you the first 2 or 3 dates with 2 and 3 different people that were just terrible. I'm going to jump right to the main one. Go out with this girl. She was the first one that looked like her picture, first of all. Let me just start there. That for the longest time, no one was swiping. No, I was doing Bumble. Nobody was swiping right. Nobody. Zero. And a mutual friend of ours, I'm not going to say his name, asked me, because he's the one that told me get on the app. He's like, what do you mean nobody's swiping right? I said, no, I'm getting 0. He said, let me see your profile. I showed him the profile. And my first picture, which I'm going to hold up to the camera right here. I had a bunch of pictures in the profile. I had some funny remarks about myself or whatever. And this was the picture I had as my main profile pic. Oh, there it is.
Why would that be your first picture?
Because I thought it was a fun picture. I'm a fun
funny.
dude.
That's what you were trying to do. No.
If you're listening to the pod, it's a picture of me with my hands on my face in the middle of a story. It's a true candid picture. Someone was telling a story, and the story took a very unexpected turn. And so that's the picture. The picture was taken of me going, no way, with my hands on my face. And I said, it's a nice picture. I look good. The hair looks relatively strong. Got a nice shirt on. And I don't take myself seriously. And my buddy cussed me out. He's like, what the fuck are you doing? These hoes don't want a comedian. They want someone who looks like they're serious about this shit. I said, I got all these other pictures, though, where I am looking serious and normal and stuff. And he said, nobody's scrolling through that. They're just swiping left and right. So I literally rearranged the pictures so that a different regular picture was the first picture. And instantly I started getting swipes. Instantly. And many of them, look, I'm going to be the shallow, egotistical dude. Many of them weren't quite up to my standards and caliber. You know, like you're swiping right, like, oh, she look good. Oh, okay, all right. Oh, we have mutual interests. But the ones swiping right on me they're not that. So finally, I get a response from someone that I feel meets the
physically compatible with you. Yeah,
physically compatible. Met up with her. She doesn't look like her picture. I'm not going to get into the story because it's not as interesting as the story I want to tell. Another one I meet with kind of looks like her picture. Turns out she's bonkers. Left that one alone. Yeah, when I went out on a date with her, she believes in past lives and I'm talking about like not past lives, like I have faint memories. Like she could remember herself being a princess in the South Pacific in the 1800s. And then medieval times living in medieval France as a peasant girl and shit like that.
Okay.
So then like I match with one and this one shows up, looks just like her picture. She's a cute girl, good body. Wasn't one of these. Like she looked good. Went out with her. First date was great. Do a second date. Go out on the second date. While she's talking on the second date, she's saying things like, she's telling a story and she starts alluding to like some past trauma that's happened to her. But it's not the point of the story. It's part of the story, but it's not the point of the story. So she says it and I say, oh, yeah, I got you. You don't have to explain. I got you. And she goes on with the story. Third date. I'm like, okay, this is going somewhere. Go out on the third date. Again, there's another story. Again, she starts referring to some past trauma, and I do I got you. And she says, she stops. She's like, yo, you did that last time too, where you behaved as though you understood what I was talking about. Like, do you know what happened to me? And I said, I think I have an inkling. And she said, what do you think happened? I said, well, I got a lot of female friends who have been either physically abused or sexual assault or sexual or even rape, the highest forms. So it's something in that realm, right? She said, no. I said, domestic violence? She says, no. I said, I got to be honest. I don't know it. Then I'm sorry. I thought I knew. I don't know. What was it? And she said, and mind you, this is me. I truly don't know what's happening. She says, I was going out with this guy and then we broke up. And then we had kind of makeup. We hooked up again on some makeup stuff. And shortly thereafter, I found out I was HIV positive. And so externally, I said, oh my gosh, oh, that's so awful. And I asked her follow-up questions, did he know? And she said, yes, he knew. He did it on purpose. And he did it to 2 other girls. And I said, oh my God.
Jesus Christ.
That's awful. I said, did you guys press charges or anything? She said, no, because when she tried to get the other girls to collab with her, they wouldn't because they didn't want it known in their community that they were HIV positive.
Oh my God.
Sad story. It's really, truly a sad story. And I was like, wow, that's messed up. Internally, I was like, avoid! Get out of here, nigga! Run! Hit the button! Eject!
Come on, man.
Look, I'm a nice guy. I don't want to shame this person.
It's
She's a good person.
You're being reasonable, honestly.
But is it, how nice do I have to be? Do I have to be nice enough to go through with it? To keep dating?
Nah, I don't think so. I don't think anybody would say that was the case, that you should be doing that. You know what I'm saying? That you should, you should get over it. It's just a little AIDS. It's one of those things that, you know what I'm saying? Nobody can say that. You feel me? So I think you're in the right in that sense. And, I commend that young woman for being brave enough and being transparent and honest with you.
Transparency.
About, the terrible thing that happened to her. That's just a horrible, 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 horrible thing to have happen to you. And obviously not to sugarcoat anything. The situation now with HIV and AIDS is such that, people can live relatively normal lives now because of the advancements in medicine and all of that. It's not 86 where it was just straight up like a death sentence. So,
right.
That's a
what
nice
I said,
thing for sure.
That's what I said to her. I said, people don't understand. Things are different. It's not the 80s anymore. There's drugs. There's precautions people can take. You can live a fruitful life without fear of contraction, da-da-da. That's what I said outside. Inside, I said, nigga, the door is there. Just jump out the window. The window's even closer.
Nah. Understandable. Respect. And, the only bad, because I've never had a horrible situation from the apps, but I definitely had what you mentioned. The people show up not looking exactly how they did in their profile pictures, on the pictures. It's wow, maybe this picture is 5 or 6 years old because you look different now.
Bro, it wasn't even an age thing. It just didn't look like them. It just didn't look like them. So, all right. So, nightmare dating app story. I gave y'all mine. If you're listening, I want to hear yours. Tweet us at BOMM Podcast, at Big Waz, at Trayvon, at John Jerv. My bad, Jerv. I obviously at Darth Amin. Let us know a dating nightmare story or a dating app nightmare story. I want to know, but also opening up to the panel. Trey, do you have one? Or do you need some time?
Nah, I mean, I'm just not.
You don't have to be someone had HIV. No, it can be something.
I know that.
This nigga said I'm not.
I'm gonna have to say you niggas signing me up for that late Tinder shit. That shit was the worst. Listen, shout out to but listen, overall, after that, I had some pushback from that because a lot of women were like, "Oh, nigga, you don't ghost niggas? You don't ghost women?
What?"
Because one of the questions I was asked was like, "Have you ever ghosted someone?" And I was like,
"Okay." So Trey, hold on. Let me set it up for the people. If you go right now and you search late show
Late Live.
Is it Late? Or are you sure? What's my man's name?
James Corden.
James Corden.
James Corden.
Legend.
James Corden. Tinder Live. Let me just make sure that I got
type in on YouTube Late Live Tinder. It'll come up, and you'll see
you'll see Trey. You'll see Trey as the. It's maybe if you put James Corden Tinder Live, it's got 8.6 million views, and Trey is the front page of it.
I mean, I look the best. Sorry, Waz. I'm always gonna never leave that down, but go for it.
8.6 million views. It was on CBS. It was on live TV. I got Trey on there.
Trey made it to the finals. I got kicked out, booted first round, I think. But yes. James Corden did say that I had a good face.
You did have a
yes.
face.
James Corden did say that Waz has a good face.
That should be in your bio. Say James Corden said I had a good face.
That used to be in my Tinder bio, I believe.
That's baller.
I feel like I had that name drop in my Tinder bio at one point.
And now look at him, ladies and gentlemen. True love.
And I did meet my girl on Tinder. So, you can meet chicks on Tinder, y'all. But you got to get the premium version, pay to skip the line, and, do all of those things.
Yo, there's a VIP version. There's a VIP version.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. If you're not paying at this point, because Tinder realizes, like, hold on, man. We doing a real service, introducing dudes to chicks. We charging them. We taxing these fools. So what they would do is if you paid the premium price, your profile would go to the front of the line. So there's so many people on Tinder. A lot of times, chicks aren't even seeing your profile to even swipe left or right on you, right? And so what paying the premium price does is it ensures that your profile gets in front of more women than the people who don't pay. So yeah, you gotta get the premium joint.
So Trey, you answered some questions on live national TV. Mm-hmm. By the way, let me just point out again, this is on CBS. It wasn't on ESPN or cable or whatever. This was on the main thing that even your grandma with the rabbit ears can get. You answered some questions, and Trey, you didn't win. You weren't selected as the grand prize winner in that instance, but you had pushback afterwards, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, to the point of obviously, me and Waz lived together at the time, and it was pretty funny because obviously I just wasn't out there just desperate for love and whatnot, but this was seen all over the world, bro. It's the thing. It's 8 million viewers. So I'm looking in the comments and I'm looking at shit and women are like, oh, he's cute. But then there's also he's probably a player. You feel me? Because I gave off that I don't know what it was, bruh. And then Twitter was actually attacking Jenna and Stu, the winner, and shit like that. And it got super weird. But overall, it got to a point. And this is the first time I actually revealed myself to the world. That's another thing. Because I was a fucking cafeteria tray for so many years on the internet. So
black tray.
Yeah. So women were like, oh, he's not fat. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of it was a lot of shit going on that they assumed who I was, and I was getting some good feedback. But then people that actually recognized me in the real world was like, hold on,
this nigga,
he's lying. So you really mean that you never
this
ghosted?
You?
they diss you. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? They did that to me. You feel me? And pretty much with all that going on, I'm just like, are you kidding me? It's a show. I'm not supposed to win and shit like that because my mom was already off that shit too. She not racist, but she that black white girl, they don't need you anyway. You feel me? To do all that. I'm like, it ain't that serious to me.
Shout out to Jenna. She's
Jenna's cool. You feel me? But overall, people really was on my head about that shit. Says the guy who doesn't ghost. You know what I'm saying? I was lying, but do black people? I didn't even know that was a term, and I think I just kind of received it wrong.
I think because ghost it's not something that I've done many times. I can remember one time specifically with a woman that I did meet on a dating app, and I just remember. So I had plans to meet up with her, right? But before that, I had plans to link with my homies to get drinks, like a happy hour type of shit, and then meet up with her at 8 p.m. And I just remember being at the happy hour, drinking, having fun with the homies, and being like, I don't want to hang out with this chick. And I didn't have the courage to text her like, yo, I'm not coming no more to cancel, huh? Nah, it wasn't the first date.
First date?
We had already been hooking up and all of that stuff, but she was just a very clingy broad. And I was just like, yo, I don't even want to hang out with this chick. And so what ended up happening is I never canceled. I just never talked to her again.
That's baller. That's so baller. At least I'm like, you know what? This is not working out.
Yeah, no, and that's what I normally do, Trey, honestly. Like, normally I'd be like, yo, this thing is just not going to work out between us. But for this one woman, man, like, she was just so extra. I was just like, yo, I don't want to talk to this person ever again. And so I didn't. And it was over on. Nice. And I don't think we ever became Instagram friends. But I know, like, she was texting. She was like, oh my God, are you ghosting me? So not cool, dude. Grow up. Blah, 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 blah. I was like, yeah, whatever. Never responded. Took the high road. Or the low road.
When they go low, Waz. When they go low.
So,
exactly.
Long story short, I mean, yes, that was probably the worst because I was publicly exposed. And it felt like a slave auction, honestly, because I couldn't talk. And niggas was picking me apart. You feel me? Like, cause they like, you talk, you get eliminated. So I had to smile and cheese. I don't know if I got shit in my nose, shit in my hair. They don't put a little makeup on a nigga face and push me out the curtain and said, smile, nigga. And I'm just there like.
They did say that. I was there. They said, smile, nigga.
Cancel the show. Nah, shouts to Ian Carmel.
Yeah. Shout out. Late Show is a great show. Great people work there. Our friends work there. They do a great job. And also, they didn't pick Trey because he's black.
I think I actually made it because I was black. Because it was me and Oz was in there fucking up snacks in the green room.
Definitely an affirmative action.
I'm actually situation. I feel sexy on that because it was 27 men and I was selected out of the 3. You feel me? Only black nigga to go get sent home. You feel me?
And Waz came into the back and sat with me and got drunk.
And that was the thing. I wasn't drinking at that time.
I remember Tyra Banks was in her green room. She had like 10 people with her.
Yep.
I was just like, God damn, Tyra Banks has a whole army employed. And the dude that played Prince, I forget his name, William or Prince
That's
something.
My man, Dr. Who.
On The Crown, the white boy.
Oh,
he was on there too. Yeah. I remember
by the way,
that. And he was with one person.
The green room is basically, it's like the size of a living room. And then they got smaller private green rooms inside. So like for the talent, for like the people like Tyra, she gets her own room. But anytime they need anything like food or drinks where the bar is, it's out in the living room, which is where me and Waz were hanging out. And after you guys left, I actually met Tyra Banks because she gave like life advice to Jenna and Stu, which I thought was kind of funny.
Wow.
Because,
Tyra Banks being a relationship authorities.
It was good advice too, bro. It was good advice.
That's dope.
Yeah, she was in her element. Jerv, do you have any nightmare dating app or dating stories?
So I don't have any app ones, and I just realized I probably have ghosted a couple people. I didn't realize I did.
Nice.
So for those individuals that I've ghosted in my day, my bad. I didn't realize I was ghosting you, right? But I have a lot of stories, but the one that I feel like is okay for me to share is I had a homegirl come in town to meet me. You know what I mean? We were kicking it, we hung out, talking, getting to know each other, yada yada yada. And we get on the topic of our college days. And I'm telling her all my, she's like, oh, was it wild for you? I'm like, oh, I did this, that, and the third, I lived a little bit, yada yada yada. And she said, yeah, for me, it was crazy, freshman year I was chilling. And then sophomore year, you look up, you got about 100 bodies. And I don't really know what she said after that.
Wait, 100? One with 2 zeros after.
I am not here to judge anybody. Live your life.
Let the women have fun.
Let them have fun.
And
100 doesn't sound fun.
Bro. I am not judging you. But hearing that you were chilling freshman year, and by the end of your sophomore year, you caught 100 bodies. I just feel like 100 bodies is a lot for a year for anybody, male or female.
That's a new body.
But I feel like you just need to slow down a little bit.
100 bodies over 2 years is a new body every week.
No. Freshman year was whatever. You look up sophomore year, now you got 100 bodies on your neck. So I'm assuming freshman year was chill.
100 bodies in 1 year.
That's a lot of bodies, bro.
We don't body shame. This is
no body shame.
Not at all.
Live your life.
We don't body shame.
Not at all.
But it is a feat.
But that is 2 bodies a week. New bodies.
It's a lot of bodies, bro. It's a lot of bodies. So, you know.
I don't think I have 100 lifetime.
Did she go to Hampton? Because like at a big school, bro, like a Penn State or University of Wisconsin, I would imagine it's not hard to run up the check like that.
Bro, I don't care what school you go to, 100 bodies is 100 bodies, bro. Like, I'm sorry. And for the record, bro. The finest of them all, the Hampton University female, that's just not happening.
Oh, that's behavior unbecoming of a Hampton woman.
Unbecoming of a Hamptonian, good brother.
Yeah. She went to another school. She'd be coming.
Come on.
Oh boy,
Trey looks like he's doing the math on 100 right now. Like 100. Trey got lost in a spiral of doing the math of his own. Like, oh man. All right. So we filibustered enough. Let's talk about this abomination of a show, Lovecraft Country.
I'm gonna say that's what I was gonna say.
I'm gonna say this. This episode, the best since episode 1. This one actually felt like it had some element of tying the story together and having an interesting angle with Diana, and being cursed and chased by these. I don't know
what that was. Yeah, we don't know what they were. They were like zombies, ghosts. They were little girls who danced like, whenever Beyonce has little kids in her videos, that's what those girls reminded me of, those little girls.
I'll tell you right now, I guarantee those little girls have danced in a Beyonce video. I guarantee it.
So here's my thing about the show. They're just constantly introducing shit, like just rules to this world that we had no idea of before. Like every time, like I feel like every other scene, I'm like, yo, what is happening? What's the point of this? What's going on? Like I feel lost constantly. Like I'm sitting on my couch because I had to catch up on the 2 episodes because I wasn't on last week. I was like, fuck it, I'm not watching this shit. And so of course I had to eat my veggies this morning, two for one. But like I'm just like so many times I'm literally sitting on my couch like, what the fuck? Like I said that like 20 times each episode. It's just so much going on, man. I've invested, I guess, 8 hours now, or whatever it is. So I'm gonna see this thing through to the end. But I do not look forward to watching this show every week, bruh.
Did you say what the fuck when that creature that was in episode 1 decided to come back in episode 8?
Yeah, you niggas is jumping all the way to the end, bro. Let's get back into the show, man.
Thank you, Trey.
Damn.
My bad, Trey. No offense, Trey. I know this your show. I know you fuck with this John. My bad, bro. No disrespect.
I don't even know if Trey fucks with it, to be honest with you.
You know what? I'm with y'all on the what the fuck, but I'm still here because I'm committed. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to ride it out every time. And I think that obviously they tapped into a very pivotal moment. This episode and this week was about Emmett Till. So they highlight that. And then Letty is allegedly, because they're implementing these fictional characters into a nonfiction story of saying, Letty's going to release these photos of Emmett Till out to the world. You know what I'm saying? But like the whole town is mourning over Emmett Till's, murder. And then also you got the spiral of this whole different story being told, like obviously the white chick and then Letty's sister, obviously, yeah, Rudy, or I forgot her name, saying, I want you to feel this. And the same thing is how we dealing right now with our pain and shit. And we want our comrades, our allies to feel how we feel, and they can't, obviously. So she tries to attempt this because she has special powers and can't really fucking die. So she goes out like Emmett Till, survives it, cries, and maybe they go on to the next situation where they can say, well, I understand totally, and, you know, whatever relationship they got going, because now it seems like she's comfortable with that. But the craziest shit, and I think mostly everybody probably got this type of cringe, is when Shorty from the war showed up at this nigga's crib and was talking to his current shorty. Everybody felt that one like, bro, are you kidding me? Why are you even here, bro? Like, why you even...
The one that literally sucked the soul out of him after he chopped in Korea.
Yes.
But honestly, my mind went to, that would be a lit threesome. That's
wow.
what my mind went to. I was like, yo, that would be lit, because I'm feeling both of these shorties.
Like he literally almost died. Like she had shit coming out, and all my man is thinking about it. Yo, that'd be a crazy threesome, though.
That'd be a crazy threesome, my boy.
Have you ever had a situation where two girls you dated were in the same room and they didn't know each other prior? The only connection they had to one another is that they both mess with you,
and they both know that they mess with you.
Yes, it's not like oh hey, how's it going? No. Like it's not like Insecure, like, oh, how do you know Lawrence? It's like,
so high school I actually pulled that. That was the last time I actually tried to pull How to Be a Player. I won't say their names, but
oh no,
yeah.
I'm not saying you try to make it happen. I'm not talking about I'm talking about this. Like,
no, I made it happen.
No, I'm asking. Has it ever happened to you where it's like, oh no?
Yeah.
Like the one.
So I got embarrassed in front of the entire school. The entire school. It was like the Verizon commercial. Everybody was behind the girl. She told her, because I was a virgin when I was with my girlfriend, and I lost my virginity with my ex-girlfriend. My ex-girlfriend went to her classroom because she didn't like her. Told her, yes, I slept with him after the football game. And she came to me to confront me on the steps of the science building with the entire school behind her, fam. Like the Verizon shit, was like, did you do it? And I was
High school was so dramatic.
It was so dramatic because I thought I was going to marry like one of them. You feel me? Like I was just moving way too fast. You feel me? Like,
yeah, I've had the situation where two people that I dated were, you know, at the same party. Did both of them, not always both of them knowing what the deal is, usually one obviously knowing what the deal is, but I've been fortunate enough that I never got into any hairy situations. Like, I've never been in a situation where two people thought I was their main squeeze and I ended up in a spot with both of them. Like, being transparent has its, like, pros and cons, because the con is that a lot of times you'll be transparent with a shorty, she'll be like, all right, I'm not fucking with you no more. Which, you know, you run that risk whenever you tell the truth. But other times it works out like sometimes a shorty might see you out with your other thing and she'd be like, nah, I'm playing it cool. I'm chilling because you kept it a buck. I know what the time it is. So, you know, it has its pros and cons, but I'll always go with being honest and upfront with people, man, in the past. So I never really got like, I know and I've seen it. We've seen it happen to other people in public where like you at a spot and you see you see a dude getting yelled at by a shorty, and then there's another shorty to the side. Like, we've all seen it and be like, damn, sucks to be him right now. But fortunately for me, I've never been in that predicament. But I can only imagine what was going through this dude's head when he's like, oh God, Jesus, this is gonna stink.
That nigga's stressed, man. That nigga was stressed. What else we got in this show?
Hey, his reaction was, why are you here?
Yeah, I know. He definitely helped. Look, I don't know. It's never happened to me, but I know.
Hold on. Did y'all talk about last week how wild homophobic homie was just out of nowhere when he found out?
Was wild, bro. He dropped a slur.
I was like, yo, bro, you just mad. You mad negative, man. Like, damn.
It's also the 50s, man.
Yeah. No. They had to keep it true to the era. In the 50s, people wasn't really jacking homosexuality, so we understand. All right, go on, Trey. My bad.
We got Ghost. Previously on Ghost. I like that part. So I still like the show. All right.
I'm enjoying it still.
And I'm gonna just tap in with some characters at this point because I just want to hear feedback, bro. We're at that point, bro, with this shit, right?
Well, this is the finale, right? It won't be back until December.
This is the last until they come back. Damn.
Yeah. Won't he do it?
Look at him.
So you know what they're gonna do, right? They're just Tasha's gonna get exonerated, and then now Tyreek's gonna be the person on the phone in jail trying to navigate prison and blah 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 blah. And he's probably gonna meet his next.
Let's talk about how he fumbled, because he fumbled bad. You feel me? So let's just start with Diana and her being schooled by Monet. What was our thoughts on that?
Yeah, she was giving a real game. Mary J. Blige was giving a real game. She was like, get that nigga hooked on it and take it away. He'll be going crazy. I was like, yo, son, Mary J. Blige got the game, boy.
When she said he doesn't fall in love with you, he falls in love with the image of himself that he sees in your eyes. I was like, man, if you don't, and then I thought about it, like, oh no, she's right. She's right. Like, that's what I love. I love when I can see
that you love me.
I felt so small in that moment and compromised. I'm like, damn. She read me like a fucking book. That's exactly how I am.
150%. She was giving her game, hardcore stone cold game, bruh.
Yeah. All right. So now we have also, what's our thoughts on Carrie? And Carrie is the sex addict.
Oh, wait. Time out.
Jerv, right?
Shout your boy out. I called that shit. I told you my man was going GTD, and everybody looked at me like, no. But my man got them draws.
Boy, shorty?
And he,
Who's Carrie?
Carrie, that's the counselor.
And he didn't put a condom on, by the way.
Professor Milgram. Professor Milgram.
Talking about the basketball hooping homie when he sliced him. Oh, yeah.
Look here with mature conversation.
There's no way they don't put that in the contracts of the actors and actresses. Like, you're going to have a sex scene. Multiple, every single season, because that's how we get down on this show.
Yes,
because Shorty gets busy. And as I've stated previously, I'm a very big fan of hers.
What was the name of the Puerto Rican homie in Power early on? You guys remember he was a part of the gang?
Lobos? No,
not Lobos. The Puerto Rican one who was down with Ghost and Tommy. He was like the capo.
Oh.
Remember when he beat the Korean he beat the Korean broad, that's when I knew everybody gets a scene.
Yeah.
That's when I knew everybody gets a sex scene. Everybody gets a sex scene.
Yeah.
And he died like in the next episode too. It's like you get your sex scene, then you gotta go.
Yep.
Yeah, I was very pleased to see that. I didn't realize that Method Man was, shitting where he eats and having sex with his law partner.
Of course he was. Come on now.
Man, it's math.
It's math.
Hold on. Tyreek at his birthday, like,
he pissed me off.
Birthday party when the Lawrence shorty pulls up, and he's talking to the drug syndicate shorty, and he just flat left her, bro. He just put his arm around the light skinned chick
because he's a nut, bro. He has no game.
No.
He read her
because he read her. Yep.
He read her, fool. Y'all wasn't paying attention.
Okay, well he read his ass and got fucking roofied. He ain't read the situation that good.
No, that's not even the point. They still ain't figured out the white chick yet. That's why he got roofied, because he slid off his biscuit right now. You know what I mean?
So that was intentional. Y'all saying is he was like, I know what you're trying to do, and I'm about to give you the stiff arm because you're not being genuine right now.
Yeah.
That's hard.
Yep.
He pretty good with that though. He good with reading people. You feel me? And he already treating everybody like they're the Jakes. You feel me? Like already, sure. But it just was so much going on at that party that he got. You know what I'm saying? He got thrown off because he's good for knowing what actually is happening, because he'll get that vantage point and be like, nah, homie. He probably knocked that shit out of his homie hand if he knew, you know what I'm saying? Right. But like, he trying to, fandango.
He take your head, you're not jacking Tyreek's.
Nah, hell no. Like, y'all giving this young boy way too much fucking credit, dude. Like, way too much credit. He was put in a hostile situation. He didn't know how to act. He went with what I would think he thought was the sure thing, and had the less drama attached to it, like the less consequences, because he knows what comes along with, you know, sleeping with the homegirl that's in the business and shit. Like, you know, I mean, he ain't trying to do all that, so he went with what he thinks is the sure thing, right? Like the one that came there specifically for him. No,
I like, and I'm a fan of, and I gotta give it up to Power's casting department, because from Mary to Mary's daughter to Lauren to the light-skinned lawyer to even what's her name, Tanisha, the lawyer shorty that type to her crib. I'm even feeling her in a little
Tamika.
Yeah,
Tamika, stop playing on my phone.
Tamika sound like she just
wait for sure.
Look like she could have shot us off.
She like, hey Tyreek,
Stop playing on my phone.
She got a vice grip down there, my boy.
When keeping it real goes wrong.
All right, man. Let's get Scoop back on. We got so Tariq, Jerv's not rolling with him. I still think that he's smart.
He's smarter than he used to be, but I don't.
Oh, yeah, he's smarter than he used to be.
Jabari is a scammer. You feel me? The professor, Jabari. This nigga is about to write a book with Tariq's words.
And his whole fucking
base. We say it every week, so he got to stay that way.
This whole safe Negro, we want to look good in front of the white man. I'm just like, yo, get the hell out of here, man.
As he ordered a pair of Yeezys.
He's a cornball brother.
Hey,
get the hell out of here. Rob Parker would have called you a cornball type of brother. Man. Get out of
Shout
here,
out to Rob
man.
Parker.
Shouts to Rob Parker. He got in trouble for speaking facts.
True. But yeah, so I'm thinking about, first of all, the professor. He's trash. He's trash for so many different reasons. But most of all, for like the guy wrote a 25-page paper. You trying to write a book? How much plagiarism can you do? You just gonna keep write for you?
And by the way, the bars stealing was whack. I was like, come on, these ain't bars, bro. Come on, son. Get out of here with that.
Yo,
have you guys
can
noticed
I show this?
What's up?
Like, what college did y'all go to? Because the college I went to, like, teachers and students wasn't smashing like that. Like, it seems like this school, like, teachers just sleeping with the students, and it's all good.
You also gotta look at it like this. You was in college when social media wasn't around, family.
I feel like it should have happened more when I was in college with no social media.
You could actually keep it on the low.
Access. Nah, because you got access, dog, and you'd be able to find your teacher and know what spot she at and where she frequent.
And the DMs, because how else would you be able to communicate with your teachers
around, right?
Shorties could DM professors now. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you wanted to reach out to your teacher, you could send an email maybe, but that's not as personal as a straight DM to the IG. Like, yo, what's good?
Let me ask this
DM
question.
language is way different than email language.
How many teachers or professors did you guys have where you thought to yourself, I would? Because I had zero. None of my teachers were.
Shouts to Miss Sims and Miss Richardson at Dominguez High School.
There was definitely a coolie shorty at Brooklyn College. She was my, I think she might have been my econ professor. I forgot what class she taught me, and she was like one of those grad assistant type of teachers, and she was nice, man. Nice little coolie shorty. I think she was Trini.
Are we allowed to say coolie in 2020?
I don't even know what that means.
I'm allowed.
What does that mean?
Coolie is what because there's a lot of Indian people who immigrated from India to the West Indies, to Trinidad, to Barbados, to Jamaica, to Guyana, and all of those places. And on the island, they call Indian people coolies.
I know that big dog.
And some people claim it's a derogatory term, but I've personally never met a coolie person who didn't refer to themselves as coolie.
All right. So just don't get canceled on my watch.
This nigga said that he said it like 12 times.
Nigga down with that shit. All right, let's get back to the show.
Are we gonna get into Sax's niece or whatever she is?
Cooper Sax and his niece. What is going on? Cooper Sax. First of all, she underage. She pulling up to the spot. She already the feds. She being over informative about the sex. She drugging niggas. She filming niggas.
Out of pocket, bro.
Is wild as crook, and she's 17 years old. So, you know what I mean? Like, really thinking about this shit. Like, yo, that picture of Sax with the phone. I lost.
Yo, I got a question. So I don't fuck with the Face ID and fingerprint and all that shit. Like I got my own theories. I'm not giving them all that shit, right? But it's that sweet. Like you can just hold up or the power, just do a power move with us on that.
Jerv, this is my phone right here, right?
Yeah.
Eyes closed.
Yes, bro.
Unlocked.
Why are y'all cool with that? Like, why would y'all want that shit? Like, I just don't get why that's like thorough right now.
It's just so convenient.
You live in that file?
Bro, no, bro, but like my thing is that like why are we that lazy? I can't just do 4 digits?
Well, mine is 6.
I mean, what if you
all right, 6.
What if your hands is full though? You feel me?
Bro, put my shit. If my hands are full, how am I putting the phone to my face to get the fucking shit open anyway? Putting something down.
Bro, if somebody's saying I gotta find in the address book, bro, I'm not typing all that shit in, bro. I'm gonna just do this. Like when I'm trying to win some on Sneakers app, I pay with my fucking face. Like Face ID. That's why niggas ask why I win sneaker rap. Face ID. Easy cash checkout. You over here worried about some other shit, fam. Like,
well, bro, listen, if me typing in 4 digits is stopping me from getting some sneaks, then it's all good.
Get your life, Jerv.
Jerv is just get off my line, fam, at this point.
But shit like that happens. It don't gotta be that particular thing, but like, what if you drunk somewhere and niggas want to play on your phone? Not even saying you doing foul shit.
Why you loose and drunk like that? Out.
Bro, I might get roofied.
Wow.
Wow. I hope that you don't get roofied like a TV show.
So Shorty roofies Tyreek by accident because she was trying to roofie old boy, which is I don't know why. Or she said she was just saying basically Power positioned this drug that she put in that drink as some type of truth serum. Like once somebody takes that, they can't stop taking the truth, which inevitably leads to Tyreek going to the grave of his dead sister and father and confessing in a freaking cemetery by himself at midnight.
Out loud. Out loud.
Hold on. After he went home and got changed into a suit. Yeah. Also. He he had enough wherewithal to go home and not just throw in any suit, throw in the all black suit that had on at the funeral too, right?
Oh man! And
I'm gonna tell y'all
just
this.
happened to be in the cut to record him basically confessing to the crime. Like, yo, that was the most power thing that I've ever seen on this show.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna give them. I saw this on Vice. It's a mind control drug. And it's called it's a real drug. It's a real drug. It's called scopolamine. And on Vice, they showed that like sex workers in Colombia will use this. Well, they'll blow it on you, and then once you inhale it, you are open to all suggestion. So one of the stories that they had was this guy wakes up in his apartment, everything's empty. TV, furniture, everything's gone. So he's like, oh my God, I've been robbed. He goes downstairs, concierge. Goes to the concierge. Yo, call the police. I've been robbed. Like, no, you weren't. Like, what do you mean? Like, you moved all your shit out. I saw you. We've been asking you need help, and you said no. And so,
oh shit.
Yeah, it's crazy. So, a lot of times, the other thing they'll do is they'll put it on a piece of paper, and then they'll say, hey, do you know where this address is? And they'll hand you the paper. And literally, it's so sensitive that you just, they put it on with a matchstick, that you just looking at the paper, that's enough for you to inhale it and get fucked up. There have been dudes who have emptied out their entire savings account out the ATM or whatever is the maximum from the ATMs for like a stripper or whatever. And this is a real drug. I'm not saying that's what she put in the thing. I'm just saying it happens.
Got you.
Scopolamine.
So yeah, that picture that I sent y'all of Cooper Saxe just being in the cut with his phone, very creepily.
I'll tell you what my
Creeping like
favorite
a motherfucking creeper.
my favorite thing about the episode was when she called him to let him know I accidentally drugged Tariq, right? Did y'all see what he had in his hands?
Nah.
He had a bubble tea. After he said, I don't want a fucking bubble tea. Later on in the episode, he went and got a bubble. I was like, that was a nice touch.
By the way, Sax continues to be pretty much the only source of comedy or levity on this show. His dynamic with the niece, I was enjoying it. And I thought to myself, why do they only let the white people be funny on this show? But Sax consistently has me crying. Like when he was talking to his niece before she went into the party, he's like, yeah, God knows all I'd be thinking about was tapping something. I was like, yo, this guy's the best.
One last storyline I want to ask y'all about. Was Drew wrong for wanting the basketball playing gay dude to kind of be out of the closet?
Yeah, he
wasn't wrong, but he also living a lie too, because I don't think the gangsters know that.
No, they do. That was what he said. The family
Everybody knows.
I think it's a lot to ask somebody to out themselves just so you could feel more like, oh, I want to be able to puff my chest out in public. Like, it seems pretty insensitive. You know what I'm saying?
Man went for the full hug. Hey, what's up? Went for the full hug. Homie went.
Yo, boy.
So what's up, my nigga?
He didn't do that. He gave him this right here. The I don't know you fist bump.
Man, that shit was nuts.
Yeah, man. When his nigga's definitely singing a different tune than he was in art class.
But that's also like, that's how you know the kiss of death in like any other relationship, right? When you see somebody who you used to mess with and whatever, it's over or whatever, and you give them the one arm. Yo, what's up? And keep it pushing. Like, all right, yeah,
I'm good,
all right, yeah,
sure.
what up? All right, yeah, I'm out.
Yeah, that's going back to that's when you got two of these bitches in the club.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah,
That's when you're like, hello, person I've never met before.
It's a wrap. But yeah, I think Shorty's name is Riley. Is that her name?
Riley is,
Riley.
The niece.
She's been the source of some good comic relief, and she's out of pocket, but I think she's going to ultimately be the downfall of Sax and what he's pursuing.
All right. Is there anything else? Anything else from this episode? All right. Well, then that's going to do it for our episode of Black Opinions Matter. Motherfucker, BOMM. As always, like, subscribe, rate, review. Listen to all the shows, Crazy Sexy Cool, Wednesday Sermon, Woke Bros, and Growing Up the Same, all throughout this channel, all throughout this week. We give you the content. We're going to give you bigger and better content as time goes by, but we do need your help and your support to get the word out. Remember, you can tweet us at John Jerv, at Trayvon, at Big Waz, at Darth Amin. I forget my own shit sometimes.
Get at me, y'all.
And let us know, what is some nightmare dating or dating app stories that you might have? Talk to y'all next time. Stay black.